Hi everyone, how are you all? I hope that you are doing well. I am so sorry. I had great intentions as always to film a video last week and edit after work and stuff, and it just did not end up happening. We had probably one of the busiest weeks we've had in like 2 or 3 years, like pre-pandemic time. We just had like family friends in town. We had my mom in town, Jared's aunt was in town, had a couple of our friends in town. So basically we were doing something every single night, which was so fun but very much exhausting. This week we're keeping things pretty chill and just staying in as much as possible. But yeah, it was a really great week last week. If you guys didn't see over on Instagram, I have a very exciting announcement, which is that Jared and I got engaged, I guess now a week ago. We went on a trip to Montauk just for a weekend. We wanted to give like Moose some time at the beach, and we were looking forward to a little time outdoors. And it was obviously a very special weekend, and we stayed at a really beautiful resort, and Jared proposed, which was super sweet. I have like a little clip of it on my Instagram. It was incredibly sweet. He was working with the like event coordinator for the hotel that we were at, and she was just so on it. She had the good foresight to know that like we would love pictures or like a video for us to be able to watch back. So I showed some of the pictures on Instagram, but the video I think we're gonna keep just for us because it's so special. Yeah, and I was totally surprised and just like overwhelmed and incredibly excited. So a lot of happy news, which feels really good, especially right now with, you know, so much going on in the world. It's always good to celebrate the happy stuff. So like I said, very happy, very excited. Yeah, it just feels super special, and definitely made March one of my favorite months ever. So I thought it was appropriate to do a March favorites video, and that obviously being the ultimate favorite. And just this whole month has been really amazing. We've officially been in New York for a month, and we're just having such a great time. It's such a wonderful place, and we've gotten to see so many people that we haven't seen in a few years, and I'm really enjoying the weather. I think Jared still feels pretty iffy on it, and so does Moose. He's not a huge fan of the cold, definitely a California dog. But yeah, we're having a really great time. So it's just been a really happy month for us, and I'm hoping you guys had the same. Feel free to share any happy news in the comments so we can kind of keep everything positive and light and just celebrate the good stuff. But I do actually have some product favorites as well. These kind of filter back into February too. There's some key products that I took on my road trip that I just felt like were so useful and so good to have. So I wanted to stick them in here to share with you guys too. I'm sipping on my matcha. Grab like a cup of tea, something warm, or a snack, and let's dive into product favorites. So I really have not been wearing a lot of makeup here. I feel like I always say that now, but especially here, I have not been wearing a lot of makeup. It's literally just been one product, if any, and it's been kind of nice. I actually like haven't really been putting on makeup to film either, which is a nice break. So I'm trying to take good care of my skin since I'm not really wearing that much over the top of it. And one thing that I was really conscious of on our road trip, and I'm trying to be conscious of here, is definitely applying and then reapplying sunscreen. You guys know that I have hyperpigmentation. I scar super easily, so like healing those scars and making sure that they don't leave pigmentation is really important, and sunscreen is definitely a factor in that. And then of course all the other reasons that you should be wearing sunscreen. This was especially important on our road trip because we were sitting in the car for hours upon hours upon hours, and there's just like sun kind of blaring at you, and even if it's cloudy, there's like UVA, UVB rays, so you can still actually get sunburned on a cloudy day. So I wanted to make sure that I was conscious of applying it first thing in the morning before we left, and then also throughout the day, just like in the car. And these two SPF products, just one, are really easy to apply, and two, are really comfortable to layer. So sometimes when you put on more sunscreen, you get this like pilling, or it just feels heavy on your skin. But the two SPFs I'm going to share with you guys today didn't have that effect, are super easy to layer, and then one of them is portable, so I always have it in my handbag. I gave it a shout out on Instagram. Anyway, the first one is not portable, but it's something I use every morning, which is the Nutrient Day Cream from Rosebrook. This is broad spectrum 30. So I think probably during summer I will have to amp this up a little bit. I remember when I was using this a few years ago, they had very different packaging that I actually wasn't a fan of, but this I like. I was still getting a little bit red even when I was using this. So I'm gonna have to kind of test it out to see in the warmer weather if this is my sunscreen, but certainly for the past few months it really has been. Incredibly lightweight, and the more that you rub it in, kind of like the more weightless it becomes on your skin, and it just really meshes super well with my skin. So it gives me this pretty mineral veil where it actually has some like blurring properties to it. It feels a little bit like a complexion product, as it just gives me a nice glow, a little bit of blurring, and then obviously sun protection. So I've really been enjoying this, and I would put this on in the morning when we were on our road trip, and then, you know, a few hours later I would either reapply this, and again it just blends super seamlessly over top of previous layer of it, or even better, you can, you know, actually wash your face and apply a new layer. Or if I needed something much quicker, or I just was feeling like kind of lazy, I used this MD Solar Sciences Protect and Nourish Solar Stick in SPF 40. I actually have their liquid sunscreen as well in this, and I really like it. But this is so convenient. Jared and I use this all the time on our trip, and it was just like easy to kind of like pop on because it's almost like a deodorant stick. You can just kind of like apply it to areas and then you just rub it out, and again it blends really easily. It sat really nicely over previous SPF products, and I could keep layering this throughout the day. It also lasted a really long time. I can actually apply this like on my body. Like, there's plenty of product in here, which is nice. It's not like some tiny little wimpy thing that you go through in a second. I've had this for a while and I'm still working my way through it. So really liked this, and I just thought it was super convenient, and especially with warmer months coming up, with spending more time outside, this is something that lived in my purse all year this year, and I know it will continue to, just because it's so easy to apply and really nice to have on hand. Okay, as far as makeup goes, let me show you my routine. I have been using a product that I already gave a shout out in another favorites video, but again, worth giving another mention of it just because it has really been my go-to and I am really enjoying it, and that is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. I am the shade G11. I just really love this concealer. Very lightweight. It's minimal coverage, but it does what I need it to do, and I feel like in this shade in particular, I can just apply like a little underneath my eyes, a little, you know, around red areas, and I feel pretty confident in my complexion. So just wanted to give another shout out to that. And then the last step of my makeup routine these days is Osmia Lip Doctor, which is such an amazing chapstick. Integrity Botanicals actually sent this my way. I was so happy about, so happy to have it back in my life. It's a great chapstick. I know that I have a few that I've recommended, but this one is probably my favorite like stick chapstick. Because of the weather kind of fluctuating here, it's either been really cold, like today it's like 20 something out, or it's been beautiful and in the 70s, but on those colder days when we're taking Moose out or spending time outside, I definitely find that my lips get chapped. Definitely keeps my lips feeling hydrated. If my lips are chapped, it's super soothing to put on. It just like takes away that sting and burn that sometimes kind of pops up. And then if I like use it at night too, then the next morning I wake up and my lips aren't chapped anymore. This is also one of Jared's favorite products. He loves this too. Got it for him as a stocking stuffer this year for Christmas, and he went through it super quickly. So it's like a fan favorite in our house. I don't think we'll ever not have it, and certainly a great product to have on the go because you don't have to dip your fingers into it. You can just apply it straight from the tube. Okay, body products. Actually, they're both relatively new, but I love them. And the first one is not even a full-size product. The hotel that we stayed at when we went to the beach had all Aesop products, Aesop, I'm not totally sure how you say it. And I know that these are super hyped up products. Their hand soap is really hyped up and they're very expensive. I didn't totally understand the hype. I thought it was really just about the packaging, but I will say after trying them at this hotel and getting the shampoo and body wash and stuff, they're very nice. I see why people enjoy them. The scents are amazing. But one thing that I really enjoyed that I haven't found in any other brand yet is a bar soap for your hands that don't dry them out. So I have talked about before, my hands get so dry. They're affected by weather, they're affected by soaps, just by like having the heat on all the time. They get so dry to the point where they literally crack and bleed during the winter. And so I use like Wyleta Skin Food all the time. Pretty much every night before I'm going to bed, I'm slathering it on. I have like sometimes gloves that I put on over the top of it just to try and keep some moisture in my hands, and then with a dog, I've been washing my hands so much, and obviously the current world situation, and that's just made everything worse. So I am really particular with what hand soaps I'll use because they can really either sting or just like make the dryness worse. And I typically stay away from bar soaps because I found that they leave like a residue on my hands, or they just don't feel well. My hands feel really tight afterwards. But I love the idea of a bar soap because it is such minimal packaging. And this Aesop bar cleansing slab is amazing. So I hope I'm saying this right, but the scent is bergamot rind, lang lang, and Tahitian lime. It has such a beautiful scent to it, and then the most amazing part is that it doesn't dry out your hands. Like, my hands looks the best they have looked in so many months after leaving from that like 3 or 4 day trip, because all I was using was this on my hands. Okay, last body favorite. I actually have another product I'm going to be talking to you about from Osea, but this was gifted in addition to that product, so stay tuned for that in a different video. But this is their body oil, and I have heard great things about this because my mom and my sister love this body oil. They've said that it's super lightweight, it absorbs really quickly, and all of that is true. It has a really light citrus scent, but it's definitely a body oil that you can put on after the shower and then put on clothes right away, and it doesn't make you feel sticky. It absorbs super well, and I think, you know, I'm relatively new into using it. It's only been a couple of weeks, but I feel like it's safe to say this might be one of my favorite body oils that I've ever tried. My skin just loves it, and I feel like for me the test is always, if I shave my legs, use a body oil, how do my legs feel, you know, a few days from there, because I get really dry, itchy skin, hence my hands and stuff. And with this, I have not had any itching. My skin has just been able to hold moisture really well. So I like to apply this on damp skin right out of the shower. You can also put it on dry skin, but I feel like damp skin, it just like seals in all that moisture, and I really like the feeling of it after I take a shower. And yeah, it's just a really beautiful product. Again, very light scent. If you're looking for a body oil, highly recommend checking this one out. That is my last favorite of this month. Like I said, you know, products are wonderful, but certainly my real favorite was our trip to the beach and the exciting news of being engaged, which has been really fun. And certainly having so many friends and family in town last week was really great because it was all coincidental. Like, none of the trips were planned to, you know, celebrate the engagement, but it definitely kept the celebration going, and it was nice to share it with everyone. So yeah, we've just had a really wonderful couple of weeks, a really wonderful month in New York so far, and we're really enjoying ourselves. So with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful month of April. How are we already in April? It's crazy. I hope weather continues to be great or warm up depending on where you are in the world. Let me know a few of your March favorites down in the comments below, and I'll be back next week with another video. So if you are new to my channel and you enjoyed this, I hope that you consider subscribing. If you're not new and you came back to watch another video, then thank you so much. That means the absolute world, and I will see you guys very soon. Thanks again for watching, guys. Bye.